This is part 6 of the introduction. Arjun's confusion was due to his attachment and egotism, and also he was frightened to some extent by the presence of the powerful combatants on the opposing side. Sri Krishna points out to Arjun the imperative nature of duty and its usefulness as a spiritual discipline, but not the stoic ideal of duty for duty's sake that Sri Krishna preaches, rather, the spiritual ideal of duty for God's sake. Duty must be performed to please God alone. Brooding over the result has nothing to do with the performance of duty. God is immanent in the universe. He is the indwelling soul of all beings. Therefore, the Upanishad says the husband is dear to the wife, not for the sake of the husband, but for the sake of the Lord in the husband. The wife is dear to the husband not for the sake of the wife, but for the sake of the Lord in the wife. So every duty is an act of worship. Duty performed in this spirit confers joy upon the doer, irrespective of success or failure. There is a joy in being made an instrument of God. There is a joy in being used by Him. And there is a joy in being set aside when the instrument is broken or has served its purpose. Here we come to the main discipline of the Gita for the attainment of liberation. It is Karma Yoga, or the performance of work as a yoga, a method of communion with the Godhead. Everyone must work. Inactivity is impossible for an embodied being. His eating, his moving, and even the functioning of his bodily organs mean action. Work is the effective means of self-expression in the relative world. Even God Himself is an ever active in power. I have, O Parth, no duty. There is nothing in the three worlds that I have not gained, and nothing that I have to gain. Yet I continue to work. But behind a man's work, there may be different motives. He may work for his own satisfactions, or he may work to please God. In the former case, he regards his individualized self as the doer, is elated by success and depressed by failure, and clings to the result which is a satisfaction of the doer himself. In the later case, he knows that the Lord alone is the doer, and himself only his instrument. He then works viewing alike success and failure, for the fruit of action belongs to God alone. Egocentric actions creates bondage for the doer, whereas action performed to please God leads to liberation. Through such action, the heart becomes pure, and the man of pure heart acquires the fitness to cultivate self-knowledge. Through self-knowledge, he attains liberation. This is called Karma Yoga, the performance of duty as a yoga. Yoga is the secret of work. To remain unperturbed in success and failure is yoga. All actions can be performed as yoga, even an apparently violent action inflicting suffering on others, as on a battlefield, can be a yoga and therefore spiritual if the motive is not the aggrandizement of the individual or communal or national ego, but establishment of truth and justice. The relative universe consists of pairs of opposites, good and evil, pain and pleasure, virtue and vice, life and death. They are like the two sides of the same coin and are indispensable to complete the picture of the world. A perfect world containing goodness or happiness alone is a contradiction in the terms. An undisturbed balance is possible only in the state of dissolution. The act of creation begins precisely when that balance is lost. When everybody will be perfect, the world will cease to exist. The only active and intelligent agent behind these ceaseless activities of the universe is the Lord Himself. His will alone is operative in every action. He is the only conscious entity that exists, but He acts through embodied beings, using them as His instruments. In His foreordaining mind, everything that is to be accomplished has already been accomplished. Both past and future are only a present moment in His infinite consciousness. For the purpose of carrying out His plans in the relative world, He chooses different beings for different actions, apparently good or evil according to their inborn dharmas. He expects them to be conscious of their instrumental nature. Men suffer because they regard themselves as doer. When once they realize that the Lord alone is the doer, then their duty, whatever its nature may be, will bring them joy and satisfaction. It will bring them spiritual success. By worshipping Him through the performance of duty does man attain perfection. Man is essentially of the nature of God. Therefore, any work done for the satisfaction of God must also satisfy man's true self. In the Gita, Sri Krishna emphasizes Swadharma, one's own dharma. The word dharma is really untranslatable. Religion, duty, righteousness, and other English equivalents give only a partial meaning. Dharma is derived from the root dhr, meaning to hold or sustain. The word signifies the attitude behind a man's action or duty that sustains him in his present stage of evolution and also helps him to realize his ultimate destiny. The dharma of a man is determined by his past experiences and tendencies. The beginningness, I'm so sorry, the beginningless soul assumes different forms in different births for the gaining of experience. The works performed in every birth leave impressions which are stored up in the subconscious mind and are not destroyed by the death of the body. When the soul assumes a new body, these impressions begin to operate. Thus they form his swabhav or character. They determine his dharma, his duty, his religion, his sense of right and wrong. Education and environment only help a man to manifest what he has inherited from his own past. Heredity supplies him with the physical means of working out his dharma, so a man's dharma is the basis of his thought and action. He cannot get rid of it any more than dreaming a person can get rid of his dreams. To try to act against one's dharma is to do violence to one's nature. The duty determined by a man's dharma is his natural duty. That is only real for him. All other duties are alien to his nature, imposed from outside, and therefore sources of confusion. Krishna asks Arjun to cling to his Kshatriya dharma, though it does not seem to be perfect from other standpoints. Better is one's own dharma, though imperfectly performed, than the dharma of another well performed. Better is death in the doing of one's own dharma, the dharma of another is fraught with peril. He who does the duty ordained by his own nature incurs no sin. As a poisonous substance does not endure the worm born in that substance, so he who acts according to his inborn dharma does not incur evil. Thank you.